Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Florida Boy, and this is my EDC channel, and we're going to talk about something. We're going to talk about something, that's for sure. I went ahead and opened the package. I didn't open the boxes yet, but I opened the package because I was a little concerned, and I think I have reason to be concerned. So we're going to go over a couple of TwoSun Pry Bars. Let's get into it. All right. I know. Trust me. So, if you recall, this light, I ordered this from TwoSun and direct from China, where these came from. And this thing got here, box was perfect, but the light on the inside didn't work. I did a little bit of taking it apart and tightening everything up, and a couple other little things, and she's good. She works now. She's active. So this is kind of what happens. So TwoSun is going to be hit or miss whenever you order stuff, and whenever you order stuff direct from China, these were sent in a tiny, I wish I didn't throw the envelope away, but they're basically sent in a little tiny bubble mailer that didn't have the bubble. So basically a small envelope. And these are TwoSun boxes. So if you are unfamiliar with TwoSun boxes, I'm sure I have, well, I've got some somewhere, but I don't see them right offhand. But yes, typically they are thicker than they are a little bit thicker than this. This is almost a good representation. If I could bend, I don't know if I could, a little bit better. Okay. Well, there you go. There's our packaging. So, okay. Well, this one's going to be easier to get into. So let's move him to the side, and we're going to hope. Yeah, looks like everything's fine. I mean, they're titanium, so I knew they weren't going to be hurt, really, hopefully. But I kind of had my worries. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the first one. Not a whole lot to go over here. These are just titanium pry bars. It's nice to see that everything looks okay. Yeah, everything looks good. Nothing's broken, nothing's chipped, everything feels smooth. Okay, so, well, that's nice. I was a little worried. So this one says Pioneer EDC on it, but this is in fact a TwoSun, so I don't know if that's a collaboration or if that's just the, because it has a symbol, an emblem. So I don't know if that's a collaboration or if that's just the name of this guy. We have a finger hole here on the back for whatever reason. I don't know what the finger hole is unless you were going to hold it like this and, kind of use it as a knuckle duster. I don't know what the, or I guess bottle opener. But this one was interesting, and I think so here's what happens. Here's how my life works. Whenever I get ready for bed, I have to lay for a minute. I can't just fall straight asleep. My wife can do that. I cannot. I have to lay and I'll browse and I'll do things on eBay and YouTube and Amazon. I'll just look around and do things. That's kind of my spiel. So sometimes I'll go to eBay, I'll type in TwoSun and I'll hit ending soonest, and then I'll look through the things that are ending and I'll just throw random bids. Or I'll do things that are newly posted, and I'll find things like this that are like at 99 cents because they just got posted and they have a week left. And I'll be like, oh, I'd pay $10 for that. And I'll type in $10. And then a week later it says, hey, you won. And I'm like, what did I win? And that's how things like this are born. And this. So, yeah, just a random titanium pry bar. This box is trashed. We might have to We are probably gonna have to. Where's come ye see serpent, see snurpent. Yeah. Trying not to go too deep because there is a titanium pry bar in here. Okay, yeah, cool. All right. I got this knife from Zach, Z Wolfgang, and this little sea snake, and I use this for all kinds of cutting tasks. I love the blade shape. Oh my gosh. All right. All right. We're in. This one's a lot smaller. I think this one I paid a little bit more for. I think this one was like 15 or 20 bucks or something. But I really liked the design. I liked how this had. Oh, there's that symbol again. Is that a TwoSun Maker's Mark? I don't know, because it's on that gigantic TwoSun flashlight that I have. I'm gonna have to research that. This thing's pretty, ain't it? Oh, let me just smack around all the stuff over here. So this one's pretty interesting. This one you have a couple spots for lanyards, maybe if you're using paracord. Bottle opener. We've got our karambit style hole. We have a couple of, just like on this one, for sockets or nuts. There we go, nuts. And the pry end is kind of cool because it looks like we have like a nail puller. That's exactly what it looks like. Interesting. So still kind of bummed about the whole packaging. I'm glad everything's okay. That was little concerning. So this one is just over 3 inches, and this one is 5.5 inches. So this one would be more like, so this one I can see using, there you go. You could actually use this one if you wanted to as a little knuckle duster. I will say that the edges on this pry are kind of sharp. So if you were to hit somebody with this in your hand, that is probably going to go right into your hand. I am sure that is somewhere part of the design. I don't see how that couldn't be part of the design for this to be used as a knuck. So let's go ahead and throw on a couple more. This is the Calti, whatever you want to call it. Titanium pry bar. These are the ones that are found on Amazon for, I can't remember how much, like 10 bucks or so. And then here is your Olight Auticle. There you go. And I'm just laying them all up there so you can kind of get a good idea of the size of these. I actually like the titanium of these more than I like Olight's titanium on this pry bar. I don't know if this is processed, or it looks like it's kind of got like a rock tumbled finish somewhat. But it's got some kind of finish on it, whereas with these, they look kind of just like raw and tumbled, and I kind of enjoy that. This is more of a gray in person, whereas these, and that's probably something to do with the grade of the titanium. I am not a titanium expert by any means, so take it for what it's worth. I'm just speaking aesthetically. I prefer the aesthetics of these pry bars over the Olights, but this does have a nice little copper inlay, so that's kind of nice, and some blued hardware. I don't know, I can't remember if that hardware is, it is not titanium, so it's got stainless steel hardware. Yeah, this one's a good size. I like this. This is a little overkill. This is something for normal EDC. This is kind of big, unless you're carrying it in a bag, or unless you do something a little bit heavier duty than I do. This feels like I'm holding a knife. That's what this feels like. Put my finger inside the ring, and I've got a knife. So this is something more like construction, HVAC, stuff like that. That's what you're going to want that guy for. These smaller ones are pocket size. This one will definitely be cool with a little lanyard and a bead on it. I think this is something you would see somebody holding in their hand like this for an Instagram photo. So that's a super cool design. Of course, they all have their bottle openers. You can't have a pry bar without a bottle opener. And as you've noticed, you can't have a pry bar that doesn't have any kind of hex bit driver, or not hex bit driver, but you know what I'm saying. So I think these are pretty cool. I think all in all, I spent 20 or 25 bucks for both of these. So relatively inexpensive. And I think, you know, I get these comments on videos where I do videos about pry bars, where people, let's just cut to the chase. You're either going to use a pry bar on your day to day or you're not. I mean, that's really what it is. You know, a lot of people, I'll pass. I'll never use that. I don't see the point in having that. It's that way for a lot of people with a lot of things. A lot of people don't see a reason to carry a flashlight, or a lot of people don't see a reason to carry a knife or a gun, or, you know, this and that. Pry bars are just another one of those. You're either going to use it or you're not going to use it. Everybody's carry is different. That's why ADC World is so much fun. Everybody carries what they need for day to day, right? I carry UV flashlights all day at work. Just tell me how many people here carry a UV flashlight for actual work intended purposes. So yeah, you know, not to start a stink or anything, but I'm sure I'm going to get those people that comment on this video that are like, you know, why? Well, I don't use a pry bar very, very often, but I do from time to time. And actually, this one's probably going to make its way right into my EDC, right into my bag. I might have to swap out the Olight Autical for a little while just to give him a run. Much, much lighter. This weighs a whole lot less, but this also has a little copper plate on there. So yeah, this one's pretty light too. The Olight one's heavy compared to the other three. It's got to be that little plate. Well, it's also got a pocket clip too. But yeah, like I said, you know, different strokes for different folks, right? If you use one, great. If you don't, then maybe you should try. Go on eBay, pick you up a TwoSun or whatever brand, or Amazon or wherever you want to order from. Pick you up a cheap titanium pry bar and just carry it. I don't 100% recommend this one. I don't like the geometry of the pry on the end. It's a little too fat to be able to do things with. Whenever you compare it kind of like to the Olight's kind of fat here, but then it tapers off. These, kind of the same idea. They taper off, but this one's got quite a bit on the bottom, kind of like nail puller. I really, really like how flat and razory that is. This one actually tapers off very, very well for the size. That's my complaint about this. This doesn't make a very good pry bar. This makes a better wedge. So this is the Chaves one from Amazon. If you're looking for a first pry bar, I probably wouldn't start there. Just because this one I feel like is less of a pry, more of a wedge, and a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of like a one-off. This is a little bit more situational. There we go. A little bit more situational. So find you a pry bar, throw it in your EDC, and just keep it there. Don't take it out. Don't remove it. Throw it in your truck, your car, your pocket, your backpack, your purse, your bag, whatever you carry, and just leave it there. Forget about it. And then the day will come where you will need something that you can pry, whether or not you want to use your nails, break your nails, you know, trying to open something or doing something, and you will go, oh yeah. You will grab it and you'll be thankful you had it. And that's usually what happens with me. Mine, more or less, I'm usually prying into different things at work, or you know, the nail remover will actually be really nice. Yeah, so I'm doing all kinds of different little things. So it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, right? Argue with that logic. So this has been an eventful one. Sorry, I'm feeling spicy, but we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I can elaborate or show usage and stuff like that of you know, pry bars. If anybody wants to see that, you just got to let me know. I'm here. Holler at me. So yeah, let's wrap it up. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. And please do me a favor and check out my Instagram. It's not doing good. It's not. I never remember to post though. I'm trying to get better. So check me out on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out this video. I'll catch you on the next one.